Hello, what is up? I'm here with a March reading for Gemini. This is going to be a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And I just trust that when this pops up, that this is definitely for you. So I pre-shuffled some oracle cards, so let's just jump straight into it. The first card that you Geminis got is going to be Serapis Bay Ascension. Move into your true self, rise above darkness, and the light is here. It's a really beautiful card. And then the second card that you got is Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, and trust your inner voice. So there's some sort of maybe cycle of anxiety or depression that you recently went through, and the karma and wheel of fate is now turning in your favor. And as a result of it, there's some sort of like spiritual ascension and awakening that you are going through based off of everything that you have experienced thus far. Rise above the darkness, the light is here now. It really means that, like, in order for us to experience like really positive things, we have to go through a dark night of the soul and darkness in order to learn like life lessons, and have soul growth. Without soul growth, it would be really boring here on planet Earth. So it's important that like we understand that everything in this reality is happening for us and not to us, and it's all part of our ascension, to move through different frequencies and learn about ourselves. And I feel like you already know that. I feel like there's like increased awareness already. There's some sort of like inner voice that you have with yourself. Maybe it's like when you're driving, or maybe it's like when you're taking a walk, in the park, and you have these like talks with yourself. But there's like already this like profound awareness that you have within yourself, where you recognize like, man, I went through that really crappy thing, but at least now I know how to navigate situations like that when they come up again. And like, I will try to be better the next time it happens, because like, it would be silly to say that we walk this earth without things like in pure bliss all the time, right? Like, things are always happening. Outside forces are always happening, and we really don't have like any control over it. So what we do have control over is our emotional response to things. And that in itself is really powerful, and you can lead by example, right? Wow. Okay. We have the Page of Swords, the Devil. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The Six of Cups, the Tower card. This is so interesting. I tried to do a reading earlier for you, but then there was so much noise outside, and so I had to restart it. And literally the exact same cards are flipping out. So I just trust that this message is definitely for you. Okay, so we have the Page of Swords and the Devil here. It's going to be the first combination. Now, the Page of Swords is all about kind of like a looky-loo, some sort of like spy, but they're also messengers in the tarot. So whether you're spying on somebody or somebody is spying on you, it's giving like an immature energy that is like playing out here, and it has to do around like the thought space. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. This is also in your suit here. But then you also have the Devil card, and the Devil card talks about like toxic addictions and some sort of behaviors that are really not great for you. And it's paired with the Six of Cups here. And the Six of Cups is a different frequency. It's all about harmony and being childlike again, and having some sort of like inner child fulfillment and healing that's going on. So maybe you have like a new hobby that you're digging into, or you have some sort of person in your life that really brings out that childlike energy around you, and it's just like emotionally fulfilling. But then you have the Tower card, and so something is going to be suddenly ending here, and it's going to happen really, really fast, because we also have the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is somebody who is really moving in hot, and not in the best way. They're not really being they're not having a strategy when they're going about this. They are just full-fledged like running force for it. And it's almost like, is this even what you want to be a part of? So maybe somebody is coming to you really fast and it's off-putting, or you're putting out that energy to somebody, but like, And what I'm also getting is like maybe this is something that you dealt with in the past and you've already like kind of like healed from, and now you're having all of these self-revelation like ideas about what's going on. Like maybe you had someone super toxic in your past that was really hard to deal with, and that like you thought was going to bring a lot of inner child healing and like happiness and fulfillment, but it all came crashing down just as fast as it was like building up. And so there is this message here that like whatever you have dealt with in the past was part of your soul growth and needed to happen in order for you to move into a loving and fulfilling place within yourself. When it all falls down, I'll tell you all falls down. I'm just like getting that song right now where it's like, this so self-conscious. That's why you always see me with at least one of my watches. Like, there is just this energy of like, you know, it all came crashing down really, really fast, and it was not great at all. And it's like this person who maybe you thought was gonna be a knight in shining armor. Ooh, they came in hot, heavy, and it was not good. You know, I once went through one of my most toxic situations, but that is also when I had my spiritual awakening. Once I was able to release it and get out of it, and it took me a long time to even realize I was in like victim mode for forever. Like, how could this happen to me? Why me? But once I was able to release that energy and look outside of myself and recognize the part that I played emotionally into something, it all made sense. So we also have the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. Okay. And the Six of Swords. So the King of Pentacles is somebody who is abundant, satisfied. They're very grounded. This is earth energy here. But then you also have the Four of Pentacles next to it. So it's like this is a juxtaposition energy here. There's somebody here who is extremely stable with their money, and they're very grounded in their approach to it, and they also worked really hard to get to where they are. But then there's also this energy of like a penny pincher. There's somebody who was like in a scarcity mentality, doesn't want to share, is like scared to spend their money, and doesn't really understand like this balance of like give and take. And there's a lot of self-limiting beliefs when it comes to money. You see how he's clutching onto his pentacle here, his coin. He's like, I don't know when I'm going to get my next coin, and I don't want to spend this one. And it's actually doing a disservice, because in order for you to get to a place of like abundance in your life, you have to move out of a scarcity mind state and recognize that there is enough for everybody to share and for it to go around. There's enough wealth in the world. Don't believe anything that you see like on the internet, and don't blame people and outside forces. Like, there is ways to move out of your situation, whether this is for you or take it as you leave. The roles could be reversed here, or the person that you're connecting with or dealing with, but it's like two opposite scales of the sign here. And so maybe this was the reason why somebody decided to sail away. You see, he is moving on from choppy waters into something so much more calm, because he has been through a lot. And I think that that's what this reading is all about. It's about like finding your self-worth, your purpose, and moving on to something greater and better for yourself that is more satisfying, emotionally fulfilling, and doesn't make you question your choices and who you are as a person to the core here. Because there's a lot of like immature energy on one side of the scale, but then it's mixed in with somebody who is like very stable and like has a solid career. So, and there's this message here too about just like this card says, rise above the darkness. The light is here. And it's like there is light to everything that is going on for us. You know, there's light for the situation that's happening, regardless of there being so much darkness here. Trusting your intuition is the biggest thing that you could have done for this. Ooh, my golly gee billikens. Lord have mercy, baby. I would have up, done, and left. Easier said than done, though. But, whew. Alrighty, is there anything else we need to clarify on? Even on one final note. I don't know who needed to. Yeah, the anxiety, the worry, the fear. Okay, sorry, my phone died, but the last message is here is that you have the 9 of Swords, so just release any depression and fear and anxiety that you have around this whole situation. The universe and spirit is clearing it up on your behalf. Trust in your inner voice. I know that you got this. There is ascension and a spiritual awakening that is under play, and I wish you the very, very best. So take care. See you on the next one.